Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
Why does every recipe I try need 18 ingredients, including a jar of something paste I'll never use again, but will sit in my fridge for 9 months? I just want dinner in the oven, fast. That's why I love Blue Apron's new one-pan assemble and bake meals. They send you fresh ingredients that are already chopped. All you do is put it all together and bake. That's it. No chopping, no weird leftovers, just delicious, easy-to-make meals. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Did you know you can save up to 70% on the best brands just by shopping at FromRebel.com? We're talking about strollers, car seats, high chairs, espresso machines, cookware, everything you need for way less. Here's how it works. Every single day, Rebel drops thousands of new products on the site for up to 70% off. It is a constant stream of endless deals from top brands like UPPAbaby, Nuna, Baby Bjorn, Breville, Nespresso, KitchenAid, Le Creuset, and more. But you have to act fast because every deal is one of a kind. So if you see something you love, make sure you add to cart fast. So stop paying full price when you don't have to. Whether it's baby gear, kitchen upgrades, or a treasure for your home you didn't know you needed, Rebel has it for way less, up to 70% less. Shop from Rebel.com and save big.
This autumn's World Championships season continues with the World Gymnastics in Indonesia. I'm John.
And I'm Michael, and there's a record number of countries taking part, including 10 British gymnasts in action over the course of a week.
When I'm at events like this, I find it really useful to kind of just relax and take a step back just to calm my own nerves.
Coming back from injury, so this has been my target the whole year, so now just go out there and do the best I can.
It's never about the outcome and more just about the process and actually enjoying yourself and having fun.
Slightly different from the Olympics in Paris, that just individual medals will be up for grabs, no team medals this time.
Yes, every day's a school day. Hopes are high of some success as the build-up to the LA 2028 Games starts here. This is a special edition of the Anything But Footy podcast with British Gymnastics.
Jakarta, Indonesia, a record of 80 countries competing in front of thousands of people. The first time the World Gymnastics Championships have been held in Southeast Asia. 10 British gymnasts, as Michael said, will be in action qualifying and then hopefully in some of those individual finals. The British men is a star-studded team with 4 Paris Olympians among the 6. World and European medalists aplenty too. Well, 2019 World Bars Champion Joe Fraser, 10-time major championship medalist Courtney Tulloch are joined by reigning World Vault Champion and Olympic medalist Jake Jarman, who's been speaking to Michael on his arrival in Jakarta.
Looking back at it, it's quite crazy how quick it's all happened. I think only maybe 2, maximum 3 years ago, I was kind of that new person to the team without any previous accomplishments, and to, be sat here today with, an Olympic medal being one of them is it's quite insane, really. I still look at myself as being one of the younger people on the team. I mean, I'm only 23 years old, but to have the experience that I have, it's nice because I feel like I can kind of share some insight into competitions for the likes of Alex, participating in their first World Championships, their first major.
Question that we always ask you guys: where do you keep these Olympic and Commonwealth Games and World Championship medals? Where are they? What town? What drawer are they in?
So most of my medals are on a nice shelf above my bed. I feel weird saying it, but from the Europeans in 2023, I started running out of space on that shelf, so I had to hang them up on the curtain railing. And then 2024 Europeans, I hung those medals up on the curtain railing. And then my Olympic medals just sat under my bed.
And that Olympic medal, have you had the opportunity, maybe you didn't want to, but have you had the opportunity to take it out and share it and show it and you're still a very young man yourself, but if you walked into a school assembly with that's an inspiring moment, isn't it?
I had like a little welcoming event back at my club when I came back from the Olympics. I brought my medal with me, and a lot of young gymnasts got to see it with their own eyes. And I thought that was quite a nice moment. Although I did in the back of my head think, like, oh gosh, this medal is going to tarnish because for some reason the bronze medals this Olympics, they don't have the best rep in terms of holding their looks, I guess. But it's nice to be able to see I'm able to inspire a younger generation of gymnasts to hopefully make it someday in Olympic Games, or even anyone really, being able to inspire anyone. And then I've also been to a primary school, did a little visit. It was a school in London where I kind of just got to go around the classes, do a little talk at an assembly, show everyone the medal, which I thought was quite cool. One of the funnier comments was it was this student who was saying, like, do you want to go to another Olympics? Would you want more medals? And I said, like, I would love to. And she said, why? You've already got one. Don't you have enough? And I was like, I stood there and I didn't have any comment. But it's interactions like that, being an Olympic medalist and just having accomplishments, it kind of enables me to be able to inspire younger generations, which I see as like a massive honor, to be honest.
I spoke to the rower Heidi Long, who won a medal in Paris. She's had to get a replacement because hers has not weathered very well, as you kind of sort of hinted at there. Tell us about the club. Where's the club? What's the club called? And what would you say to those guys about how much you owe them in terms of getting you where you've got to?
Yeah, so I've trained at Huntingdon Gymnastics Club most of my life. They've been a huge part of my success. I was able to train amongst the likes of Lewis Smith, Daniel Keatings, and I was at such an impressionable age where, seeing them train and then also compete and watching them on the TV, it was quite an inspiration for me. And to have that on a day-to-day basis, going into a gym, watching them train, I think that was quite important for me in terms of finding that motivation as a young kid. It's quite hard to choose a direction when you're at that age. Having kind of some guidance from, I guess, like a role model you can look up to has been really important. And obviously, without the club having the support from, incredible coaches and whatnot, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be where I am today.
What was it that first prompted you to seek out Huntingdon Gymnastics Club? What made you want to go there?
So I actually started out at a small gymnastics club in Peterborough. They ran out of a school hall. The couple that ran the club actually knew, I think it was Paul Hall, who was head coach at the time at Huntingdon. And I think I remember this couple telling me, or telling my parents, like, you should take Jake to Huntingdon. We kind of didn't really think much of it until both of them retired. They ended up leaving, and I was kind of stuck in limbo as to what to do with my gymnastics. And then we remembered that they suggested Huntingdon, so I think I turned up for a taster session. I impressed the coach at the time that was kind of just keeping an eye on all the kids attending a taster session, and he's my personal coach now, so he's known me from the start as well.
Give him a shout out then. Who is that? And where's he based, and what does he bring to Team Jake Jarman?
So my personal coach is Ben Howells. He's been my personal coach from the start, really. Ever since moving to Huntingdon, he's been a massive, I guess, role model in my life. Having someone like him who's able to kind of push the boundaries, help me push myself. The type of gymnast that I am is I could easily just sit back and coast. Especially at a younger age, I was more likely to do that, but he always saw a lot of talent in me from the beginning that I think a lot of other coaches didn't actually see. If you'd seen videos from when I was around the age of 9, seen videos of my gymnastics, I'd looked pretty awful. If I saw videos of myself today, I even question how I've managed to do it. So someone like him, where they've been able to put that care and attention and kind of, and still does with younger generations as well, it kind of helps foster someone's career, and he's done an incredible job.
Got a couple more questions for you. I was going to talk to you about your laid back outlook on life. And the times that, I've interviewed you, spent time in your company, you are a laid back, relaxed character. So when you arrive at a World Championships, do you get excited? Do you realize, this is a big deal, or is the virtually horizontal Jake Jarman still there?
I do get excited. I think it's moments where I'm on my own, kind of just thinking about where I am. I always tell myself like to appreciate and just take in everything is when I'm at a event like this, because it's not every day people get to go to a World Championships and they're at the top of their game. So I always try and stay grateful for the opportunities that I've been given. But equally, when I'm at events like this, I find it really useful to kind of just relax and take a step back just to calm my own nerves. It's something that I started to do back in 2022. Did it properly for the first time at Commonwealth Games. The first experience of a massive crowd made me realize like I need to kind of just relax a little bit. To a point now when my dad, if he watches me compete, he's always like, "You look so relaxed out there." Like sometimes my coach thinks I'm tired, but I'm just calming my own nerves.
And what are your targets in Indonesia out there in individuals? What are we hoping for?
I would absolutely love to retain my Vault World Champ title. I feel like it was a massive missed opportunity in Olympics, which if it happens to even the best. Like it's something that unfortunately comes with sport. So I just try, and the way that I see it is I look past it. It's a learning curve, and I've tried over the past year to kind of just learn from mistakes that I might have made. And I'm hoping to be able to put out a really good performance, even on the floor. Historically, my floor hasn't been the greatest, which to me was a massive surprise when I walked away with a bronze medal at the Olympic Games. But, it's tough, especially with the likes of Harry and Luke, It's not just about who can get a gold medal. It's for Great Britain, it's about who can make a final, because there's this rule where it's two per country, so you can only have two athletes per country in an apparatus final. And there've been a few times now where I've been to a Europeans, or I've been knocked out of a final because those two have just kind of just edged their way ahead. Which it happens, and I'm never annoyed about it, because I always love to see my own teammates' success. It's definitely strange having that kind of competition with people that you compete with rather than against. But it's exciting. I think I'll be happy with a good performance nonetheless.
Always love having a chat with Jake Jarman. And as you heard in that interview, virtually horizontal in his outlook on life, always relaxed, always calm, always cool, and always collected. Men's qualifying starts on Sunday, the 19th of October, and we'll hear more from them all in a minute. But first up, the women's team is also led by two Olympians. 18-year-old Ruby Evans and 17-year-old Abby Martin are the sole representatives of the British team, who came fourth in the Olympics last summer. They're now competing in their first World Championships.
Hi, my name's Abby Martin. I'm a GB gymnast. Yeah, I'm excited for my first World Championships. I think it's a lot different to an Olympics, but at least I have the experience from an Olympic Games. I think so far the preparation's just been the same, but it's been slightly different coming back from an injury. But I'm excited to just get out there. I spent the whole beginning of this year rehabbing, so I've had such an amazing team around me to get me back to where I am now. Yeah, I think they're very common, especially in gymnastics, because it's such a hard sport, but you just kind of learn how to deal with it and, yeah, just overcome them. Yeah, it feels weird to say I'm one of the most experienced behind Ruby Evans, but just using my experience. I'm just aiming to go out there, do the best I can. Like I said, it's been a long year coming back from injury, so this has been my target the whole year. So now just go out there and do the best I can. I've worked hard, so aiming for hopefully a final, just see how it goes. I am quite nervous. I just try to not let it get to me. I mean, it's just another competition, nothing really changes. Just try not to think of it as the World Championships. we just go out there and do what we practice in the gym. It's just all the same.
I know that you got to Jakarta a couple of days ago. How are you finding Indonesia?
It's very different to where I've been before, but it's really interesting to get to go somewhere completely different and further away from home. I mean, it's very different with the time zones and getting used to all that, but yeah, I think it's nice here.
Hi, I'm Ruby Evans, and I'm a Great Britain gymnast competing at the World Championships. I'm feeling nervous and excited at the same time. The nerves are still there, doesn't matter what you do. Every comp is still scary. The local comps are scary, so the World Championships are definitely scary. I guess all I'm thinking about is like my routine. So I'm not really thinking, oh, I'm actually scared. I'm just thinking, oh, right, I need to do my routine now. So then my head's just on something completely different.
Talk to me about the Olympics. You said, well, it was another competition. The Brits are just as the British Championships are just as bad. But reflecting on your Olympic experience.
I obviously really enjoyed it. It was such an amazing experience. It was scary, but I enjoyed it. It was just I just went out there to have a good experience. I had no goals in mind, no expectations. It was just go out there and enjoy it. Big change. I've gone, well, obviously Abby's the baby, but I've gone from baby to kind of like leading it. I don't really mind who I'm in a team with. You just kind of go with it. But I obviously love this team and I love my last team. So I guess they haven't gone anywhere. They're still training and stuff. So they're going to be back. On Tuesday, I have qualifications and then I do start on floor, vault, bars, beam. And then if I come, I think is like top 24, I think. Then you go into the all-around final and then you just do the same again. I don't want to put any like goals on anything. It stresses me out. So I just like go there and if I have a bad day, I have a bad day. Oh well. If I have a good day, then I have a good day. Whatever's next is next. And once this is over, then I'm gonna have a break and then next year, same again, hopefully. And Commonwealth next year, so hopefully love being Welsh. And I think obviously competing for Britain is like obviously amazing, but I feel like it will be like a little bit more special getting to compete for Wales, just because it's more homey.
Speaking, of course, there to John. Ruby from Cardiff was the first Welsh gymnast in 16 years to compete for Team GB. And it's great to hear that she's also aiming for Glasgow's Commonwealth Games next year as well. Fellow debutantes, British all-round champion Ali Elite and former junior champion, 16-year-old Shantae-Eve Amankwaah.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I'm really excited. I'm a bit worried, but yeah, just got to enjoy it. I think the training really helps. So we've got podium training, which is like a run through of the competition. So you get a feel of like the arena and stuff. And I think that, yeah, it's just nice and having like people around you who are more experienced as well as the coaches really helps as well. Yeah, so we got here like 2 days ago. It was a really long process. It was two flights. Um, so yesterday was a hard session. It was more like just getting used to the equipment, same as today. And then I think, yeah, now it's just really, now we've got used to it. Now we can like build up the numbers of routines and stuff. It's my first year senior. So I was in junior last year. And I think my last year was probably the best year I've had so far. And I had an injury at the end of the year. I'd say it's a big step up. It's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, it's not because you know that there's loads of girls that are older than you. So it can take a while to adapt. I'm not doing all around this competition. I'd say bars is my main focus. Um, yeah, because my difficulty score at the start of the year. I had the same moves in my routine, just swap round, and now we've realised what works best for me, and will get me the best score possible. It's nice for like especially like messages from your club and everyone back at home supporting you, as well as messages like people from social media posts. Yeah, it's nice to see all the support.
Shantae-Eve, we heard from Ruby Evans and Abby Martin earlier as well. Good luck to the British women's team in action on Tuesday. They were all slightly nervous, but also really determined to get on and do what they need to do. So good luck to them. And as I say, the team, just to confirm, there are just individual finals and medals to win at these World Championships. No overall team competition. As Michael was saying, apparently they always do this year after the Olympics. It's just what they do. They don't do a team after the Olympics.
How do you top your love for your cat? With a cascade of decadent savory gravy over a mouth-watering mousse pâté. Fancy Feast gems. 2 gourmet pâtés in one convenient pack. Simply peel and plate to reveal a pyramid shape that makes eating delightful and pamper her with an experience as extraordinary as she is. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary with Fancy Feast gems.
Now, making up the rest of the men's 6-strong team sees the Yorkshire boys and triple European floor champion Luke Whitehouse and Paris 2024 medalist Harry Hepworth speaking to Michael.
Massive competition, but you've just got to trust in the training that you've done previously and have confidence in yourself. I think we've all got goals. We all know what they are. It's just out here, you've got to sharpen your axe and get onto the floor and prove you can do it on the big stage.
And what about you, Luke? How are you feeling in terms of, before entering the field of play?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It was 24 hours of travel to get here, so it was quite a big travel day. But getting used to the equipment, adjusting to the time zone, it's been quite seamlessly actually, not too bad. But yeah, today and yesterday, getting used to the new equipment, the new environments, it's been really good.
Because I was going to ask you, I mean, we kind of get the impression that you guys are jet setting around the world, competing at various competitions. Is it still exciting walking into, a world championship, a new venue and everything that brings, Luke?
Yeah, it's really cool getting to travel the world. Sometimes we don't get to see as much as people probably think. But yeah, we get to travel the world and yeah, it's incredible.
And what about different venues, Luke? Do they bring different challenges, new equipment, new venues, new logistics to deal with?
Yeah, definitely. I think before actually every competition, the venue, the atmosphere, it's all different. I kind of take it step by step, not really let it phase me too much. But I think the equipment this time, for me, it's quite different to what I'm used to, but really kind of settling into it and getting used to it fairly quickly. So I'm pretty happy.
Harry, last time you and I chatted was just after you won that Olympic medal in that maelstrom that you guys go through and you get on that podium at the Olympics. But let me take you back to the beginning. How and where did it start for you back at home?
Well, it was in primary school. We had an assembly at the start of the day and one of the coaches from my local club came in and he talked to us about gymnastics and demonstrated a backflip. And ever since then, it was just like, oh my God, I want to do a backflip. So I joined the club, learned the backflip eventually. It did take me a while, and now I'm here. It's quite a surreal sort of process, really.
And where was that? What was the school? What was the club?
Oh, so it was Poole Primary School, and then it was Leeds Gymnastics Club. One of their coaches, Craig Richardson, came down and did the assembly and did the backflip.
What was it like walking into Leeds Gymnastics Club for the first time? What was going through your mind, and how important have they been in terms of getting you to an Olympic podium?
I was just super excited to get on the kit and try some things. It was just all really new to me. So yeah, I was really excited. But yeah, the club has done like tremendous things for me and Luke and getting us onto these big teams and into these big competitions. Like we wouldn't be here without them. And they've got some really good sort of junior, young senior gymnasts coming through as well. So it just shows that the coaching at Leeds, it's next to none really. Like it's the best out there.
And what about, Luke, the fact that you two guys are coming through, have come through together and now on this big team? What would you say about the impact that, home and Leeds and your coaches and people back in Yorkshire have done for you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I first joined Leeds Gymnastics Club, I think it was October 2016. So just after kind of Niall won his Olympic medal and was getting kind of big. So I think looking up to Niall and Ash Watson and just training around them guys, and now for kind of me and Harry to be in their situation and knowing that the little kids in the gym are looking up and inspired by us is crazy.
Yeah, what does it mean to you that in less than 10 years, Luke, you've gone from walking into that gym in Leeds to World Championships now?
I mean, it's crazy. I think the biggest one was going to the Olympics with Max Whitlock. I know I said it at the time, but he was one of my heroes growing up. So to be on that team with him was surreal. But yeah, this is my first World Championships, which is crazy as well. I think most people do a World Championships before the Olympics, but mine's the other way around.
And Harry, how has the post-Olympic year been for you? You come back with the medal and things must feel a little bit different. Do people act differently around you now? Are there more opportunities for you?
It's the same really, I can't lie. I mean maybe straight after the games it was a bit tough to get back to proper training, but I just stuck with it and it was fine. I mean, going into this year I just wanted to do better, and I've done that already. Like I've got another individual medal at the Europeans, which I hadn't done before. So I've already built on last year. So it's time to do the same here again, really.
And what about you, Luke? You mentioned obviously Max Whitlock being your hero, stepped away from the highest level now. So kind of a slightly new era with the sport and the team.
Yeah, new sort of team, and we hit the ground running at the Europeans, coming away as European champions. And I think going into the new Olympic cycle, the new team, it's really exciting.
And what are you there in Jakarta in Indonesia? What are your kind of stated ambitions, goals? What would be satisfactory for you when you fly home, Luke?
Well, I've had such an incredible start to the year. Coming off the Olympics just made me even hungrier. And yeah, I want to become world champion.
And you, Harry, obviously, we said bronze in Paris. What are your ambitions? What are you going to be satisfied with from this week?
Same as Luke, really. I think we're both fighting for that gold medal.
Harry Hepworth and Luke Whitehouse. But how does it feel to come into such a strong team? Let's meet one of the newer members of the British men's team making his debut at a major event.
My name is Alex Yolshin-Cash. I am an artistic gymnast and I am at the World Championships in Jakarta, and I'm really excited to be out here. This is my first senior international, so I'm really excited to compete. I think definitely some anticipation. Obviously, it's one of the biggest competitions, especially like of the year. So definitely some excitement, but also some nerves. They're always going to be there. But honestly, just really buzzing and looking forward to it. I think it's honestly a huge honor. I mean, this is something I've dreamed of from a young age. So honestly, it's a real honor. And I think it's something that I want to be able to keep doing and keep representing my country. So I primarily specialize on the pommel horse and the parallel bars. So I'll be going towards the finals on those apparatus. This year, the World Championships is an individual, not a team event. So I think it kind of puts a bit more of the spotlight onto those individual apparatus performances. So that's my target, is to push towards those finals and be in the top 8. So it started for me in Uttoxeter Gymnastics Club. That was the first gymnastics club that I ever trained at, and that would have been from the age of 4 to 5. So just really tiny, just getting into the sport. Don't really know much about it, but with a community and a group of really supportive people. Well, I was super active. I've always been that way from a young age, and my sister was already at the gymnastics club, so a bit of not a history of sport in my family, but a lot of participation, not just in gymnastics, but other sports as well. So I think it kind of came naturally to me. And definitely with my sister also having been a gymnast, it was something that just made sense at the time, especially for my parents to, control my energy. It's never about the outcome and more just about the process and actually enjoying yourself and having fun and taking pride in the little things, whether it's learning a new skill or like meeting a new person. I think these are the really important things that are going to stay with you for life.
That's Alex Yolshin-Cash completing the British men's team. And as we were saying earlier, making his debut at the World Championships. Good luck then to the British gymnasts in action in Jakarta. Now, Jessica Gadarova was originally selected for the team as well, but a recent injury setback has resulted in her withdrawal. British Gymnastics are continuing to support Jess and her longer-term journey towards her wider Olympic goals in Los Angeles in 2028.
Yeah, the men's all-round final takes place on Wednesday. Note for your diary this week, the women's on Thursday, and then individual apparatus finals across Friday and Saturday.
Yes, fingers crossed for the British gymnasts in Indonesia. Make sure you follow us on our socials. You can find Anything But Footy across all the major platforms. We'll have the latest for you all week from the World Gymnastics Championships. This has been a special edition of the podcast with British Gymnastics.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Time. It's always vanishing. The commute, the errands, the work functions, the meetings, selling your car. Unless you sell your car with Carvana. Get a real offer in minutes. Get it picked up from your door. Get paid on the spot. So fast, you'll wonder what the catch is. There isn't one. We just respect you and your time. Oh, you're still here? Move along now. Enjoy your day. Sell your car today.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.